Hey guys, what's going on? It's Aaron from Black Swamp Outdoors, and today we're going to be taking a look at the FHF Gear Bino Harness. Let's check it out. Alright guys, so like I said, we've got the FHF Gear Pro M Bino Harness here today, and we're going to be taking a look at it. As you can see, this one is finished in First Light Fusion. I went with that because that matches my camo, most of my camo. I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple features on it, kind of give you the rundown on all the little pockets and the ins and outs of it, so you can kind of get a little better idea of what it's all about. So it comes to you in this plastic bag, shipped in a box. So there's no quite fancy packaging. It's just minimalist packaging, which is fine by me. Comes with these attached cards here. Like I said, this is the Pro M, and it's in First Light Fusion. Tells you a little bit about setting that up. FHF Gear also has a great video on their YouTube. On the initial, when you get this, it's not necessarily set up ready to roll. There's a couple things you need to do to get your binos fitted into them. And they just have a great video explaining the little things that you need to do with that. Also in there, this comes attached to your bino harness. We'll get into this later, what this is, what it does, why I have it in the bag. It's just a personal preference of mine. So like I said, this one's finished in the First Light Fusion, and it's a great print on here. It's not glossy, it's not faded out. It looks really nice. It looks very nicely, professionally done on this heavy-duty Cordura fabric here. Right off the bat, let's just go ahead and jump right into it as we kind of see it here. So like I said, there's a little bit of setup, and that has to do with your retention strap when you get it from FHF. This is loose, and there's a whole video. You basically stretch it out and you find where it fits, and then you tie it up and you put your little dog ears or your little ends up into the pockets right here, and that stores them and keeps them out of the way and makes sure everything's going to stay nice and tight. Make a good seal on that top to keep your eye cups clean. So on the front of the pouch, this is size medium, and the only difference between small, medium, and large, obviously the sizing, but the only difference on the pockets is you will lose this zippered pocket on the size small, so just keep that in mind. So on the front, right off the bat, we've got two nice pockets here, and you can see they're fairly deep. Be great for storing things like diaphragm calls, things like that, maybe a spare magazine if it's real slim for a rim fire, something along those lines. On the right side of the bino harness, we have a nice mesh pocket here, and there's a little elastic band in there that does keep tension on that. We've got an attachment point here for accessories. Then on the left side of the bino harness, every FHF bino harness comes with their own proprietary size wind indicator bottle. So you can see right here. So what I've done, you just go to the store and you get anybody's wind indicator, and you can just fill that up into this little bottle here. And this one just fits nicely in the pouch on the side, and I think that's why they give it to you. It's just a nice fit, and you don't have to worry about trying to fit that wider bottle in here if that's what you choose to use, or don't use it at all. Moving on to the back of the bino harness, what's going to be up against your chest, you can see we've got our two upper straps here with adjustment. Now, one tether strap, again, I referenced earlier in the video that there's one in my bag. That's because I only use one. I don't like two of them. It's too much going on. So I use one on my left side, non-dominant side, just in case I do drop that. It is tethered by one. I don't prefer the two personally, but it does come with. You've got your section on the back, and this is nice. There's 3 layers of fabric here. It's pretty stiff. It's not too stiff where it's uncomfortable, but it is nicely stitched. Everything's double stitched. And then all that trickles down to your bottom adjustment straps here on the right and here on the left, with 2 nice heavy-duty buckles. And adjustment on these is a cinch, guys. They're super slick buckles. They're super easy. And when you get them tight, They don't move when you've got them tightened down. They're nice and easy to adjust though, as well with these turnbuckles on the top. They are very easy to adjust, very easy to take out slack or tighten up if you're putting over heavier garments than you had on last time. You also adjust your ride height of the bino harness with these as well, how high you want them to sit on your chest. And before we leave the back of the bino harness, see you've got a little canvas flap here, and on the inside of that, there is a full-size mesh pocket, and it's kind of double walled. There's a nice breathable foam here to keep heat from building up between you and the bino harness, and there's also a nice suede on the inside of this. If there's anything valuable in there, maybe a cell phone, or if your GPS was thin enough, something like that that's going to be in there, it's going to be a non-marring, non-scratching surface. All right, so like I said, this is the size medium. We're going to go ahead and open it up. Nice retention strap, as I stated before. You do adjust this, but it is very nice, nicely fitted. On the inside of the bino harness here, you got some duck feathers there, but it is a nice, supple, it's not necessarily a suede, it's that same material that's on the inside of that rear pouch. I don't know that I'd call it a suede. It's not a microfiber, it's not a suede, but it's a soft to the touch fabric that's going to be non-scratching on any sort of optic lenses. And inside the bino harness, I've got my Vortex Crossfire HD 12 by 50 binos. And these are a nice piece of glass. They're a little large, but they do fit in the medium, and that, according to FHF Gear, is what it calls for, is the size medium. There's a whole list on FHF's website if you're interested in looking to see what your binoculars require on a size. As I said, there's a small, a medium, and a large. So we're not necessarily here to talk about the binos, but it does house a nice, large, heavy set of binos in there without a problem. So I'm just going to go ahead and unclip that with the quick release right here, and we're going to get those out of the way for the time being. All right, so now that we've got it opened up, on the right side of it, there's a small zipper pouch, and it goes right to this sew line, right to the seam right here. So you've got all that, perfect for, again, small magazines, ear pro, diaphragm calls, maybe some spare batteries, something along those lines. And then in here, we've got another just an open top pouch with a diagonal cut on it. And in here, I actually have some ear pro. And finally, on the bottom of the bino harness, we do have 4 laser cut MOLLE attachment points, compatible with all FHF Gear MOLLE attachments. Also, there are 2 tabs here that coincide with that attachment system. Now, this bino harness here is how it comes from a FHF out of the package as you see it. There are lots of modular attachments. There's holsters, multi-purpose pouches, there's things that go on the side, there's bear spray, there's all sorts of things that you can do and attach on this, but in its current configuration, which is how I have it right now, nice, really reliable bino harness. So I see a lot of people complain about these top opening style bino harnesses. You know, that when you're wearing it, has to be flapped up, or it's in your face, or it's in the way, what have you. So what I do with this that I couldn't do with my bino harness previous to this one, I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison and give you my honest thoughts with the FHF Gear and my other brand bino harness that actually came with these binoculars. So a lot of you guys are probably in that same boat, those guys that are rocking Crossfire HDs or Diamondback HDs. Is it worth the money to get switched over? And I'm going to go ahead and do a video on that in the future, and we're going to go over a couple points of both sets. But one thing I like to do to keep this out of my face, works really well with the FHF Gear, so it's just got these little cuts right here, and it lends itself perfectly to tucking in right behind your binos, so you've got a flat surface just like that. And when you are using these, once that's tucked in there, you can pull your binos out, use them, and then it's a little difficult to do behind the camera and not on my chest, and then it will slide right back in just like that, and you don't have to worry about that hitting your face. Now, if you're going to get up and move, or if you're going to hike, you can simply pull this back out, strap it down, and your binos are secure and they're clean. One thing I wanted to add, how I run my bino harness, I took it off for the sake of this video, but on my left side, I run a rangefinder. This is my Bushnell ARC 1000 rangefinder, just in the Bushnell carrying case that it comes with. Nothing fancy, nothing special, but it works great if you have anything that comes with one of these cases. Now, FHF Gear sells a beautiful rangefinder pouch that I will probably be investing in the future when I go to a different rangefinder, but for now, this works just fine. All you have to do is unclip one of your side buckles, whichever side you prefer, and just go ahead and thread that through your choice of pouch. Connect that buckle back up, and you can actually go ahead, you can actually pull that over that buckle, and that gives you a nice secure fit on a pouch like this over that buckle where it's not going to be sliding while you're trying to use it. So the fit on this, I think, is pretty much adjustable for pert near anybody. I'm 6'3", 200 pounds, and it fits me just fine. I've seen a lot bigger dudes wear them. I've seen a lot smaller guys wear them too. So you've got pretty much infinite adjustability between your top straps here and your side straps, whether you want it tighter, looser, lower on the chest, higher on the chest. There's all kinds of different options, and you can really fine-tune it to fit you how you want. Before we wrap this up here, I just want to give a little bit of testimony as to a quality of the materials here. These buckles are just plain heavy duty. Very, very tight fitting. I mean, listen to that snap. They're aggressive, they're nice and thick, they're hard, they're heavy duty, and they're not like a cheap feeling oily plastic buckle. Again, the finish with the camo here, they've got this in lots of different finish options, but the finish with the First Light Fusion is just beautiful on this piece. The elastic used on the retention cord is also very nice. Nice and stretchy, doesn't feel like it's going to lose its memory, doesn't feel like it's going to break, anything like that. The zipper, smooth as butter, and I found the side pockets to be much more accessible than other iterations of a bino harness that I have had in the past. So guys, I think that's about all I've got here for a overview of the FHF Gear Pro M bino harness. Now, if you're in the market for a bino harness, this one here from FHF Gear is definitely one to check out. I'm really impressed with the quality and the fit and finish and the usability of it as well that I've been using it this hunting season. Another one that I want you to go ahead and check out if you're in the market for, Mike just dropped a video on the Eberlestock Recon bino harness, and that one is a really nice unit as well. Definitely a top contender. Everything from Eberlestock is always super nice gear, so definitely check that out as well. All right, guys, if you stuck around, I want to thank you for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you.